All right, man, let's do a Cities Aviv tier list. A sub brought this up, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I tried to get into Cities Aviv a few months ago, but then I just stopped. I wasn't really that interested at that point. But I came back and I actually really enjoyed his music. I think he's super underrated. Gonna be going in like chronological order, and I included all his EPs and all his mixtapes, all his albums, and I just thought I'd rank him, man. So let's get into it. Starting us off with Digital Lows, his first mixtape. This one's going in B tier. Very high in B tier. It's a pretty great album, man. I love the sample-based production. I don't really listen to this kind of music, but it kind of gives me like Plunderphonics vibes. It kind of reminds me of Since I Left You by Avalanches. Just a little, but like, yeah, that's definitely a thing. The vibes on here are very consistent. I just think it doesn't have any big memorable moments, and I remember like the opener, it's literally just a loop of just like a beat, like a little drum percussion from like a Depeche Mode song. I remember seeing like a comment because I was listening to this on YouTube, and there was like a comment saying this is literally just this Depeche Mode song or whatever. And I was kind of like, that's cool, but it literally is just a loop sample, you know? I feel like City's sample chops on this record aren't really as good as they become to be later on. It's still a pretty great album though. I really like it. Just doesn't have any big highlights for me. It's still pretty good though. It's like a strong 8, like a decent strong 8, I'd say. It's a very good album from Cities. It's just not one of my favorites is all. After that though, we do have Coastin', and this one is going straight into A tier. This is basically just 2 songs with much more standard raps from Cities, honestly. Cities kind of mixes his voice down into the mix on most of his albums and kind of creates this, I kind of hate how I'm saying this, but it creates this really shoegazy sound where his voice is kind of adding to the production and the overall vibe of the song. On Coastin' though, his voice is mixed up and it sounds much more like standard, just like hip hop, you know? And that's not necessarily a bad thing, calling it like standard. It's still really, really good stuff. It's just a little different for him. And I think it actually really works. I think if he did an album of stuff like this, it would be pretty freaking great and it might go in S tier. But I think that Coastin', the fact that it's like basically just 2 songs, it kind of brings it down a little because both songs are really, really good. But I just feel like, you know, it's too short. You know, I want a little more out of this, you know? It's still very good though. I love Coastin', and I love the other song. I forgot what it's called though. That song's really good too. Love the production, love the rapping. Some of City's best like rapping to me at least. Coastin's like a light to decent 9. It's a very good EP, man. Then we got Black Pleasure. He's just leveling up as the albums go on, because this one is going in S tier. This one is amazing. It's the popular one, but it's just like it's popular for a reason, man. I love how his voice, as I said with Coastin', his voice is just mixed into here. And you listen to a song like Escorts, he just goes off, but it's like it's buried so deep into the mix that it just feels like he's fighting for his life to live along like the production, man. Like he's just like scraping by, just trying to get up into the mix and just sounding as aggressive as possible. It's so good, man. I love the production on here. There's basically no miss. There's no bad songs on here. The closer is, I mean, bro, if you heard the closer, you'd be like, oh, it's that song. That song's amazing, man. The rapping is fantastic. The production is fantastic. This is easily one of his best. I love this thing so much, man. It's so good. It's a very strong 9 for me. Very, very good album from Cities. Then we got the .avi EP. This one's going to go in B tier. I might put it, I'm tied between putting it above or below Digital Lows. I'll put it above. Because to be honest with you, the first half of this thing is peak, man. It's so good. I was like, is this going to be one of his best projects? No, it isn't, because I think that the back end kind of ruins the momentum. I think if the first half was cut and it was just its own little thing, it would be amazing, probably like A or S tier. It's super, super good. But I think that the back end kind of drags a little. It gets a little weird. And to be honest with you, isn't as memorable as the first half. It's still pretty good, though. Just could have been way better is all. It's like a strong 8 for me. It's very good, but, you know, it kind of lacks on the back end. Then after that, we have Come to Life. This one is going to go in B tier under Digital Lows. This has more of that Black Pleasure sound. I feel like it's good. It's pretty good. But it just doesn't have the sheer magic that Black Pleasure has. It's, as I said, pretty good, but I just feel like I'd rather listen to Black Pleasure instead, or literally some of his better records, you know? It's nothing special for him. It's still pretty good, though. Come to Life is like a light 8. It's pretty good, but like, why would I not listen to this over some of his better stuff, you know? Then we got Your Discretion is Trust after. This one's going to go in C tier. This is one of his worst albums. It's cool. It's good. It's a good album. But it just feels like he's doing something, like he's experimenting with the sound. There's some tracks on here that are like ambient, I guess, but then there's also some songs on here that are literally him like doing the normal rap stuff. It's kind of weird, but like I don't know, man. It's good, but I feel like there's not many memorable moments on here. It's a little forgettable. And to be honest with you, I don't really ever come back to this album. I think I'd rather listen to numerous other projects by him over this one. And I just feel like it's a little forgettable too, as I said. It's like a decent 7. It's good. It's a good project. It is a good project, but it's nothing special for him. And to be honest with you, I don't really know what he was trying to do with that weird ambient style here. Then we got Raised for a Better View. This one can go on like B or A tier, to be honest with you. I'll put it at the top of B tier, but we'll see as the list goes on. This one is very good. I love the production on here. It's super grainy. It sounds like a really dusty record. The vibes are really, really good on here, and it's just consistently like, ooh, that was a really nice song. It's a pretty great record, man. I just don't remember much is all. It's like a strong 8 to a light 9 for me. Really like the vibes on this one, but yeah, I just don't remember much. Then we got Immortal Flame. This one's also going to go on B tier under Raised for a Better View. It's a little long, but it's pretty consistent. And overall, I'd say it's another great Cities Aviv project. I just think that it's really forgettable. Like, I don't remember a thing from this. I remember I listened to it, took a few notes. I was like, okay, this is what I rate it. And then I went to bed, and then I woke up and I'm like, what did that album sound like again? Because to be honest with you, this might be his most forgettable album. It's still pretty good though. I don't really remember there being any lowlights. I just don't remember a thing from this album, It's like a strong 8 for me. It's quality, but I don't remember much. Cities is just he's not doing his best right now. Because then we got Score. This one's going in D tier. It's cool, I guess. The first 10 minutes are kind of annoying because it's literally just like a loop. Then it kind of goes into this weird ambient sound, which is cool, but like it's nothing special. Score is like a light 5 for me. I literally have nothing much to say about this album. Then we got Gum, S tier. Amazing record from Cities here. It's kind of long, but like it's just peak, man. The closer is fantastic. The little short songs are really good too. I really love this album, man. It's just like literally I think it's over an hour and a half. But it's literally all killer, no filler. I'm not even going to joke with you. It's so good. The long songs on here are amazing. The short songs are really, really good too. And that closer is just like, wow. It's a strong 9 for me, man. I really love this album. It's easily one of his best to me. Then we got Subaru Exit Hatch, D tier. This is basically just the first part of Score, looped for 20 minutes for some reason. I might have even found the wrong video because I found this on YouTube under Cities Aviv YouTube channel. The comments were turned off, so I couldn't really find anyone saying like, oh, this isn't real. It was literally just a loop of like it was like a 1 minute loop for 20 minutes. And I was kind of just like, okay, why wasn't this just a 2 minute single that was released by itself? It's good, but like, why am I listening to more than 2 minutes of this thing? It's like a light 4 for me. I genuinely can't hate this thing because it's good, but like, why is it so long? Why is it a loop, for 20 freaking minutes? It's kind of annoying, but it's good though. It's good, but like, why? Why does this exist? It's, as I said, a light 4. And we got Accompanied by Blazing Solo. This one is freaking amazing. Going straight in S tier. Under Gum. This is basically just a shortened version of the Closer to Gum. Not literally, but like it kind of is to me at least. It's very good, man. It's super it's just one long song, and I love it for that. It's just super like hazy. It's just taking you to a bunch of different places, man. Like the last 5 or 6 minutes of this thing is some of the best stuff Cities has ever made. I really love this thing. It's super good. Lived up to the hype for me because I've seen like a lot of people say, oh, this is his best album. It's definitely one of his best, and I really love it, man. It's like a decent to strong 9 for me. It's super good, super good album. Then we got The Crashing Sound of How It Goes. This one's gonna go, I'll put it, I might put this above or under Coastin'. I feel like these are basically on the same level of quality. They're both pretty good, but I'll put it above. This one is literally, I think it's a little over an hour. Like, does not overstay its welcome at all. Like, the track list is really long. I think it's over like 18 songs. It's super good, super consistent. The production is so good, man. It's kind of like Digital Lows in the sense that I'd probably say it's like Plunderphonic. It's super good. Love City's rapping on here. I like how sometimes he just makes a beat and then it just plays from what I remember. And then he'll come back maybe a song later and then he'll start rapping, It's really weird how just you'll maybe get an instrumental cut, then you'll get just a rapping cut, It's super cool, super consistent record. and I really love it. I think it's insanely good. It's one of his best to me. It's a decent 9. It's pretty great, man. And we got Man Plays Horn, or Man Plays the Horn. This one's pretty overrated, man. It's consistently really good, but like it's way too long, man. Why is this over an hour? It's almost 90 minutes, man. And the fact that he released like a director's cut and it has like 30 songs, I'm like, dude, that's too much, man. There's way too much material on here. Seriously. By the way, it's going under Digital Lows above Come to Life. It's a great album, but like, why is it so long? Why is it like there's so much filler on here to me? There's no like awful tracks, but it does kind of start to drag near the end. It does get a little boring at times. And to be honest with you, like I said, it's just, why is it like 90 minutes? It doesn't make sense to me as to why this should be 90 minutes. It just shouldn't be. It should be cut down to like maybe 50 or 60, you know? Along with that, it kind of reminds me of Redburns by Standing on the Corner, in the sense that there's like a concept here, but like there's not enough going on for me to like follow it, you know? Man Plays the Horn, though, it's still a great album, but like I see some people saying this is like his best, and I'm like, no, it just isn't. It's still pretty good, though. It's pretty great, man. It's like a light to decent 8. It's a quality project from Cities, but like it's pretty overrated and it's way too long, you know? Then we got, I'm pretty sure it's called Working Title for Album. This is a really great Cities album, man. This one's going in A tier under Coastin'. The production on here is just fire. It reminds me of the, what was it called? It reminds me of Raised for a Better View with that kind of grainy, kind of hazy production, you know? It kind of sounds like a record to me, you know? It kind of sounds like this old record that you found, really dusty sounding. Really love the production on here. I think Cities is just going off. And I think that his voice has been mixed up lately, you know, kind of like Coastin'. He sounds like he's trying to rap better, you know? Like he's trying to let people hear his raps now. And that's pretty cool. I really like this album, and I thought it was a pretty great Cities album. It's like a light to decent 9 for me. It's a very good Cities album, man. And there's my Cities Aviv tier list. I think he's super consistently just, like, great, you know? Some of his albums are a little long, though, but, you know, you got Black Pleasure, you got Gum, you got Accompanied by a Blazing Solo. All 3 of those albums are just amazing stuff. And everything else is actually pretty great, too. He does have his weaker projects, but overall, I think he's a very, very, very great artist. And to be honest with you, I think he's super underrated. If you want to get into Cities Aviv, I recommend you listen to Black Pleasure and Accompanied by a Blazing Solo and Coastin' if you want. I think that he's like, he needs more fans, bro, because like he's making such good music and consistently putting it out, but no one pays attention to him, man. He's super underrated. Really like him. Share your rankings in the comments as always. Glad you made it this far in the video, man, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.